Ladies and gentlemen, I want us to look at Edwin Sifuna again. This time, I want us to answer the question, is he speaking on behalf of ODM and Raila Odinga as he claims, when he says that ODM does not work with Ruto, does not intend to work with Ruto in the near future, and will not support Ruto come 2027? When he says all that, and insists that he's speaking on behalf of the party and echoing the sentiments of Raila Odinga, is Edwin Sifuna being truthful? Is he saying what Raila told him to say? Or is Edwin Sifuna throwing tantrums, trying to rock things from within ODM, bring about confusion and destroy the party, as George Aladwa, the ODM chair for Nairobi, insists? That is what we want to look into, ladies and gentlemen. And so if it's a subject you are interested in, I urge you to keep watching. And if you're watching this channel for the first time, take a moment, subscribe, so that whenever we produce videos of this nature, you will be notified by YouTube. Ladies and gentlemen, I've watched Edwin Sifuna's statements for a long time. In fact, I started becoming very keen with what Edwin Sifuna says during the days of the Gen Z's demonstrations. He was so vocal, he was so anti-Ruto, you wouldn't believe that ODM, the party that he is the SG, was going to enter and form a broad-based government with the same Ruto. Edwin Sifuna was so pro the Gen Z's revolution, so-called. He would give speeches, he would give statements, he would retweet them, he would do everything to make Ruto look bad. And he made it look like it was the position of ODM to endorse the anarchy of June. I know some of you get triggered when we call whatever was happening in June as anarchy, because you want to clothe it, I don't know, as revolution. I would tell you that whatever was done, burning businesses and looting, that is anarchy. There is no revolution there. Sifuna made it look like it was ODM's official position that Ruto should leave office. He supported the Gen Zs, he echoed their statements every now and then, until Raila Odinga gave contrary statement. At the initial stage, Sifuna insisted that he was saying whatever he was saying in his capacity as the party secretary general, until Raila Odinga gave contradicting statement and said he was pro-dialogue and that his party was willing to work with Ruto to form a broad-based government. Then Sifuna changed, and the Gen Zs, as expected, buried him in insult, telling him he was a traitor, he betrayed the movement, things like that. He tried to cover his disappointment with things like Raila represent people, and those people were waiting for his opinion, so he has given his opinion. He decided to be the good Secretary General and supported whatever Raila was saying, even gave a few press statements that were supporting what Raila was saying. But soon after, Sifuna changed, went back to the default of supporting the Gen Zs and criticizing the government. I think this is when Sifuna realized that in an arrangement between William Ruto and Raila Odinga, Sifuna doesn't have a fighting chance. And so instead of pretending to support the broad-based government, Sifuna became the harshest critic of the broad-based government. If you wanted to see what bitterness was, what real bitterness is, you would just tune to when Sifuna was grilling members of ODM in one of the Senate committees. He would be all over, calling them, becoming very harsh, to the point that Mbadi was shocked how Sifuna was treating them, considering they were colleagues, and Mbadi had just been his party chair, and he was there doing a lot to appease the Gen Zs. And so Personally, I believed that that is when Sifuna decided he would rather cast his lot with Gachagua. But he has insisted that he is speaking for Raila Odinga. And the reason as to why I was giving you the Sifuna during Gen Z version was to tell you that what Sifuna says necessarily is not true. Because then he insisted that he was speaking on behalf of ODM party and Raila Odinga. The way he usually calls him Kinara Wangu, that the party was fully supporting the Gen Z revolution and etc. Yet Raila came and gave a contradicting statement, and Sifuna had to toe the line for a while. Even now, I don't think Sifuna is speaking the mind of Raila Odinga. And let me explain why. I would want to agree with the likes of Opondo Kaluma, Gladys Wanga, and Aladwa, who are saying that Sifuna is sharing his positions and not necessarily the position of the party. The fact that he is Secretary General does not mean that what he says is binding for the party. Why? Because Sifuna has maintained his criticism of broad-based government when the minority leader in the party of ODM, Junet Mohamed, who is closer to Raila Odinga than 10,000 Sifunas, has maintained that they are not only in this broad-based government for now, they are with Ruto, and they will not be in the opposition come 2027. They will support President Ruto. Junet has not even minced words. Opiyo Wandayi, who was the minority leader and who is closer to Raila than another 1,000 Sifunas, has made it clear that he did not resign from his seat as the MP for Ugunja to come in a trial and error thing. That he is in that agreement, is in that government to deliver. And when they have delivered, they will go to the people. I'm quoting Opiyo Wandayi. Then they will go to the people and tell them what they would have delivered as Ruto's government. So people who are closest to Raila Odinga, people who if you've traced how ODM behaves, how ODM operates, Junet and Opiyo Wandayi are very close to Raila Odinga. That is why when Raila Odinga was picking people for the job, he gave Opiyo Wandayi the Ministry of Energy. That is where most of his interests are. And he gave Junet Mohamed, the leader of minority, to handle his interest in parliament. These are the people that Sifuna is disagreeing with and wants you to believe that they are saying their own minds while Sifuna is speaking Raila's mind. Raila Odinga, after AUC election, went to Dubai. Who did he go with? He went with Junet and Joe. These are people who are openly supporting Ruto's government and are saying they will stand with Ruto come 2027. Sifuna, who did not even go to AUC because he couldn't pretend that he wanted Raila to win, is getting media invites to claim to speak for Raila Odinga. Would you trust him? Only if you're naive. I think that what Sifuna is doing is just rocking the boat from within. He wants a situation where ODM kicks him out so that he is seen as some martyr. Sifuna and Muturi, Justin, are following the script of Rigathi Gachagua. Want to criticize the government so that you get the sympathy or you get the love of the critics of the government. In this case, Sifuna is persuaded he will be supported by the Kikuyus and the mythical Gen Zs to be either the governor or retain his senatorial seat. But he doesn't just want to resign from ODM. He doesn't want to say, I disagree with what ODM is doing, and for that reason, I am resigning from my position as the Secretary General of the party. He still enjoys the parliamentary leadership positions he enjoys courtesy of ODM. I don't think he would want to leave those now. So what he's doing is trying to aggravate these people. He's trying to annoy members of ODM, expecting them to one day go and kick him out of ODM the way they did to Magarer and the way they did to Ababu Namwamba. That is what Sifuna wants. He wants that sympathy, so that he is some hero who was kicked out of ODM for speaking against Ruto. Okay? That is what Muturi wants. I told you, Muturi is also that route. It's like he wants to be kicked out. He wants to be fired. Ruto has refused to fire him. He's been allowed to lecture the government. He's been allowed to attack Ruto and go and sit in the cabinet meetings. Nobody cares. Sifuna, I think Raila is also doing the same for Sifuna. And this is making him even madder. Because, for lack of a better word, because he expected that by criticizing the broad-based government, he should have been kicked. Nobody cares. The information that the ODM people, especially the Luos, are supposed to get are being delivered by the likes of Gladys Wanga very loud and clear. The likes of Gladys Wanga are very straightforward. They are telling you that they are going to stand with William Ruto come 2027. In fact, if you want to know that ODM party and Kenya Kwanza are going to formalize their relationship, go to Senate and see the changes that were made in the committee leadership. The committee leadership were changed. Most of them were given to ODM, the ones that were held by people who are loyal to Rigathi Gachagua. They were replaced with people who are loyal to Raila Odinga. And that might happen even in the National Assembly. And so whatever Sifuna is saying is not true. It can't be that Raila Odinga is formalizing relationship with Kenya Kwanza, but at the same time telling Sifuna to go and say this and this. Sifuna is just on his way out of ODM and is trying to get as much sympathy as he can. He's trying to agitate these people as much as he can so that they can go and kick him out or fire him from the party. Whatever it is, Sifuna just wants to create drama so that be the belief that it is going to give him some sympathy among the Kikuyus in Nairobi. That is what this is all about. So back to the question, is Sifuna speaking on behalf of Raila, or is just trying to do some dramas here on his way out? I would say Sifuna is on his way out of ODM, just following the Rigathi's playbook. Seek sympathy at all cost, vex people, get them agitated with the hope that they are going to kick you out, and then you'll be this martyr, political martyr who was kicked out because he stood with the people, things like that. That is what I think Sifuna is about. What do you think? Do you agree with my opinion, or you are of a different opinion? You think Raila Odinga is giving this contradicting statement, telling Wanga and Junet and Wandai to say this, and then tell Sifuna to say that? What would be the end game? Please share your opinion in the comment section, and if you found value in this video, please like it and share it with friends. Otherwise, if you want to know what I think is the best political move for Edwin Sifuna, watch this video.